Daniel Reeves had been driving a yellow taxi in Manhattan for 12 long years. Every night, he watched the city glow with neon lights while thousands of people rushed past each other. No time to stop, no time to breathe, no time to care. For most New Yorkers, Manhattan was a dream. For Daniel, it was survival. He had a 12-year-old daughter, Emily, who depended on him for everything. After losing his wife to a sudden illness, Daniel became both mother and father. He cooked her dinner before going to work, helped her with school assignments, and always left a small note on the kitchen counter. "I'll be home before you wake up. Love you, sweetheart." But behind every note was fear of unpaid bills, fear of long nights, fear of never catching up. Taxi rent was rising, repairs were constant, and the city never showed mercy. That December night was especially brutal. Cold cut through every layer of clothing, snow fell like tiny needles, and Daniel's heater barely worked. He was exhausted and ready to end his shift when he saw a man on the sidewalk desperately waving for a taxi. Daniel pulled over. The man climbed inside quickly, breathing hard, snow dripping from his coat. "Where to?" Daniel asked. "Just drive," the man murmured. "Anywhere, far from here." Daniel hesitated. "Sir, I need a destination." The man blinked, as if waking from a nightmare. "Right. Take me to the west side. Please." Something in his voice was breaking. Daniel began driving. For several minutes, the man stared out the window, silent, his breath uneven. His expensive coat, polished shoes, and designer watch didn't match the pain in his eyes. Finally, the man asked quietly, "Do you ever feel like the world expects too much from you?" Daniel gave a tired smile. "Every single day." The man let out a small, broken laugh. "Yeah, same." As they continued through the snowy streets, he spoke again. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure," Daniel replied. "Do you think someone can have everything, and still lose everything that matters?" Daniel didn't need details. He answered softly, "People lose themselves long before they lose things." That hit the man like a truth he had been avoiding. "My name is Nathan," he said finally. "I run a major tech company. Everyone expects me to be perfect, my employees, investors, the media. Tonight, I found out a close partner betrayed me. And last month, my father died. I never even had time to grieve." His voice trembled. Daniel kept driving. "Losing someone never gets easy. You just learn how to carry it." Nathan nodded slowly. "I've been pretending I'm okay for too long." They drove for nearly an hour through the thickening snow. When they finally reached the west side, Nathan said, "Stop here." He reached for his wallet, then froze. I left my wallet at the office," he said, embarrassed. Daniel waved it off. "Don't worry about it. Pay me next time." Nathan stared at him, stunned. "You don't know who I am. And you don't owe me anything," Daniel replied. "You just needed someone to treat you like a human being." Nathan swallowed hard. "Why would you do that?" "Because someone once helped me when I had nothing," Daniel said softly. "I try to pass it on." Nathan stepped out of the taxi and turned back. "Tell me your name." "Daniel Reeves." Nathan repeated it slowly, like memorizing it. "I won't forget that." Then he disappeared into the falling snow. The next morning, Daniel came home before sunrise, kissed Emily on the forehead, and collapsed into bed. He barely slept 3 hours before someone knocked on the door. A man in a suit stood outside holding a folder. "Are you Daniel Reeves?" "Yes," Daniel replied cautiously. "Nathan Cole would like to see you." Daniel blinked. "Is he okay?" "He's doing much better," the man replied. "Your kindness helped him more than you realize." Confused, Daniel followed him to a sleek black car waiting downstairs. They drove to a tall glass building in Midtown. Security escorted Daniel up to the 42nd floor. When the elevator doors opened, Nathan was waiting. But he wasn't the fragile man from last night. He looked steady, calm, almost renewed. "Daniel," he said warmly. "Thank you for coming. You didn't have to call me here," Daniel replied. Nathan handed him the folder. "Open it." Daniel opened it. His heart stopped. "Taxi debt forgiveness, approved. College scholarship fund for Emily Reeves, granted." Daniel looked up, stunned. "Nathan, why?" Nathan's voice softened. "Because last night, you didn't treat me like a CEO. You treated me like a man who was falling apart. You listened. You cared. And that saved me." Daniel shook his head. "I didn't save you." Nathan smiled. Sometimes listening is the only thing that saves a person. He placed a hand on Daniel's shoulder. There's one more thing. I want you on my team. Full-time company driver. Good pay, benefits, and you'll be home every night for Emily. Daniel's eyes filled. You're serious? Very, Nathan said. Good people deserve good things. For the first time in years, Daniel let himself breathe. Yes, he whispered. I accept. A new beginning. Months passed. Daniel now drove a luxury company car, wore a clean uniform, and came home early every evening. Emily thrived in school, already talking about college plans. Their home was brighter, safer, and full of hope. Nathan and Daniel became close friends. No CEO, no driver, just two people whose lives crossed at the right moment. Daniel often thought about that cold December night. How one act of kindness had changed two lives. In a city where millions rushed past each other every day, a small gesture had created a ripple powerful enough to rewrite a family's future. Because kindness doesn't disappear, it comes back, bigger, stronger, and brighter than before. And for Daniel Reeves, being kind turned him into the star of someone's darkest night.